Hello, my name is Dr. Linda Robinson and I am the Deputy Associate Dean of the Marketing Discipline here at RMIT University. Thank you for joining this information session today, where we're going to talk to you about two of the majors that you can pick as part of your Bachelor of Business, the Marketing major and the Social Impact major. These programs are world-renowned and allow students to work across a variety of disciplines to replicate the real-world experience that they'll need once they start their careers. Next slide, please. Before I start, RMIT University acknowledges the people of the Woiwurrung and Boonwurrung language groups of the Eastern Kulin Nation on whose unceded lands we conduct the business of the university. RMIT University respectfully acknowledges their ancestors and elders past, present and emerging. RMIT also acknowledges the traditional custodians and their ancestors of the lands and waters across Australia where we conduct our business. RMIT is committed to redefining its relationship in working with and supporting Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islanders' self-determination. The university's goal is to achieve lasting transformation by maturing its values, culture, policy and structures in a way that embeds reconciliation in everything we do. In line with the principles of Bundigal, we are changing our ways of knowing, working and being to support sustainable reconciliation and activate a relationship between Indigenous and non-Indigenous staff, students and community. Next slide, please. I will now be giving an overview of our marketing major before handing over to my colleague Yannicka, who will provide an overview of the social impact major. I'm going to talk to you about what marketing is, why you should choose to study marketing at RMIT, and what are some of the career paths that you can follow if you complete a marketing major. Next slide, please. So marketing is fundamentally about exchange, and it exists in all aspects of our lives, and it's something that's part of every business in the contemporary environment. So whether we're trying to encourage people to get a vaccination or we're trying to sell products in supermarkets, communicate on digital platforms, or even create new digital marketplaces, we're engaging in marketing. Marketing is essentially about having the right product targeted to the right audience, the right levels of communication, and also the right price. All the factors that need to be brought together to create value for a consumer. And the beauty of marketing is that it's competitive. So whilst we're trying to do all of that for our brand, our competitors are doing the same thing and are also trying to convince people of the value of purchasing their product. So the challenge for marketers, it's about how we create what is known as sustainable competitive advantage. That is, we can do all of that better than our competitors. And to achieve that, we have to use a blend of different skills that you develop through studying a marketing major. Next slide, please. One of the things I most love about marketing is that it is a blend of art and science. And it's what really drew me to wanting to choose to study marketing when I was selecting my bachelor's degree. So if you're more scientifically minded and like the things that are clean and rational, there's a strong element to marketing that is a science, such as looking at the consumer psychology or the data and information that inform business decisions. For those that have a more creative side, not necessarily artistic, but also creative problem solving, there's a lot of marketing that involves creativity and artistic license. So ideally, the best marketers we find are those that can bring together the art and the science. And that's something we will certainly strive to teach you at RMIT in the marketing major. Next slide, please. So let's have a look at what you would study at RMIT if you're interested in choosing the marketing major. So as you can see on our screen, the marketing major is made up of 8 courses, and of those 8 courses, 6 of them are fixed, and you'll definitely study those 6 as these provide you with a really solid and clear foundation to your studies and your future career. So starting with the basics of marketing principle, to understanding the psychology of consumers in buyer behaviour, to understanding how we gather and use information in market research, the exciting world of advertising and promotions that comes through marketing communications, understanding the changing environment of digital marketing, and being able to pull it all together to make the right kinds of decisions in strategic marketing. Those 6 courses form the basis of your marketing major. And from there, you'll choose an additional 2 elective courses to make up a total of 8. So next slide, please. So Here you'll see the range of different elective marketing courses that you're able to choose from to round out your major. And there is a great variety of choice there, and you can essentially pick any 2 of these courses to add to the initial 6 to make up your major of 8. I won't go through each of these courses listed here in detail, as many of the names are relatively self-explanatory. And of course, you can ask us any questions in the chat about particular areas of marketing that you might be interested in studying and how they fit into these courses. But I did want to acknowledge that it can be a bit overwhelming at the start to see so much choice that you can select from. So we have an approach to guide you through this choice, which is what we call career couplets. And in a career couplet, we'll guide you on which 2 of these courses to take together in order to provide you with a clear industry choice or an area of marketing that you might like to work in. So let's give you some examples of that by going to the next slide, please. So here's just 7 examples, and again, I won't go through all of them in detail, but you'll get an idea about what I mean by career couplets. So for example, if you're interested in a career in brand management, where a lot of our students end up getting jobs, we recommend that you take the Applied Brand Management course and couple that with the Product Innovation Management. These 2 courses together, when added to your marketing major, give you a chance to really specialise for that career in brand management. Alternatively, if you're interested in a career in data analytics and consumer insight, you could take the marketing analytics course and our course in customer experience strategy and prepare yourself for that particular field, which is a huge growth area in marketing jobs. Now, these are just some of the examples, and of course, you're free to choose your own path to mix and match as you'd like. And if you look at the next slide, we're going to map out what that might look for you in terms of studying the marketing major. Oops, no, I can come back to that one later on, sorry. No, so we'll go to the next slide, please. Yeah. So why choose RMIT to study marketing? Well, a number of different reasons. We have a fantastic teaching approach, which is all about applied and active learning, and that comes from our people who are themselves applied researchers who engage with industry and are award-winning educators. And that ensures that you get a wonderful industry relevant learning experience, where in many of your classes, you'll find you're working with real brands on real situations that leads to employability. And of course, that's what we're aiming to do. To get you into great jobs, future-proof jobs from small to medium firms to global brands, and of course the future brands that marketing will be central to creating. We drive your career options and ambitions through the choice of courses and career couplets that I just took you through, and the flexibility that comes with that. So next slide, please. So obviously, in normal times, we would be talking a lot about the different global opportunities that are available to you at RMIT, being that we're the global university that we are, that will allow you to travel and engage in learning at a range of different partner universities across the world. But even in times where we're restricted by border closures, we're still able to offer global opportunities virtually and through a range of different programs, extracurricular activities, as well as in-class assessments that bring the world to our classrooms here in Melbourne. Next slide, please. So let's look at some of the great range of jobs and careers that are available to you after completing a marketing major. From the major multinational firms to small businesses, or indeed if you're wanting to start your own firm, marketing is certainly global in nature, and it's future-proof, and it's very much a dynamic and exciting career. So as you can see from the list of job opportunities from service and retail right through to advertising and promotion, there's a lot of demand for marketing graduates. Next slide, please. And just to give you some examples of the types of jobs that are out there, and these are current jobs or relatively recently advertised jobs. The ones in blue are from Seek, and the ones in red are some of the actual jobs that our recent RMIT marketing graduates are working in. And you can see from this wonderful array of organisations and companies, they all need marketing to survive. So next slide, please. So I'd like to welcome you to join us in studying marketing at RMIT, and I encourage you to think about marketing as either your first or second major as part of your Bachelor of Business. So on behalf of all of the staff who I have the great pleasure to work with, we hope to see you studying marketing with us at RMIT. Now I'm going to welcome Dr. Janica Levens to give you an overview of our social impact major, which I think is a great complement to our marketing major. Over to you, Janica.
Thank you, Linda. And welcome, everyone. I am Janneke Blijlevens. I am the coordinator of the social impact major. And what I will do today is tell you a little bit about the major, what you will be doing when you do it, where it might lead to, and why you should study it with us. Next slide, please. So, next slide, I've already said this. So, here you find a definition of social impact. It's a big definition. You can read it if you want, but in essence, what you will be learning and what you'll be doing when you do the social impact major is you'll learn about conducting responsible business. And then when you know that, you can use your powers, the skills, the knowledge, and the tools that you learn to do business for good. You will learn how to solve societal issues through business. Next slide, please. You will be looking at themes such as poverty, wealth distribution, education for everyone, and inclusion. All these types of themes you will be covering, and you will be learning how you impact those through business. And you will be doing that through the following courses. Just like the marketing major or any major in the Bachelor of Business, you will be doing 6 fixed courses that provide you with the foundations of that major. And then you get to elect 2 more that really help you tailor the experience that you want out of this major. So in this social impact major, you will first do these 6 courses here. Enterprise Beyond Profit. Here you'll learn about how to enterprise, to conduct business with more than just profit as a goal. So environmental sustainability as a goal, or social well-being as a goal. Law, business, and human rights looks at how law is integrated within business and how your business conducted influences people and humans around it. You influence society, you influence the people that are employed with you, and you need to understand the human basic rights that are influenced by your business practice. Development economics, as the name already says, it talks about economic principles and how they are conducted currently in countries where the economies are not as established as they might be in Australia, for example. You'll learn about poverty, wealth distribution, those kinds of things. Global Business Sustainability Project is a really creative course where you will actually be innovating how to have a sustainable impact through business practice. You'll be using some creative problem solving and innovation types of skills and knowledge there to create a positive impact in the world. Sustainable finance and investment is really all about finances, money making, and decisions in money that can be done in a sustainable way, and how you can do that and have a positive effect, but also to avoid negative effects of your decisions in the financial world. And then there is integrated reporting for socially responsible entities. When we are doing accounting as a business, things change a bit if your business is not just all about profit, right? If your goals include things as social well-being or environmental sustainability, the accounting becomes a bit different. So you need to learn how to do that in a way that is responsible as well. Next slide, please. Once you've got those 6, you can also then select 2 electives. And just like in the marketing major, we have many, and there are many more coming. But you really get to tailor here what you want out of this major. So for example, you can take the Justice Innovation course here. Here you will be innovating social justice systems. How are people, how is the public engaging with justice and going to court, etc. And how can you make that a more smooth transition? For example, how can you make law more relatable to the public? Such that you have a better positive impact in the world through law. Or you can take something like social marketing and consumer well-being, or marketing in society, where you learn how to conduct marketing programs or interventions that have a positive impact, that influence people to do good things in their lives for themselves and for society as a whole. So lots of different directions you can take here with the social impact major. But what does that really look like when you are going to do this impact major, social impact major in the Bachelor of Business? Let's look at that in the next slide, please. So here you have the opportunity to combine your social impact major with either another major or another minor, or you can just do all kinds of electives next to your core subjects. Here I have an example where you can combine the social impact major with the minor behavioral business. So if you look up top, you find the courses for social impact with the 2 electives that I picked out for you specifically. And then you can find in yellow the courses that you do in behavioral business, like, for example, psychology for business decisions, surveys and experiments, and behavioral finance. When you take this combination of courses, then maybe you can become a policy advisor that helps the government incentivize programs that make our society a healthier one. Or you can become an innovator and design an app that teaches people how to make better financial decisions for themselves and understand finances better. Or you can become a people manager, a human resources manager, creating cultural inclusion modules that all staff have to take within organizations, such that we can include the diversity and really benefit from the diversity that we see within our organizations. Another example in the next slide is where you would actually be combining social impact major with a more traditional business discipline major. I chose marketing here, but you can also do economics or finance or accounting or human resource management. But let's look at marketing here. Let's say that you combine social impact with marketing. What you then can become by the combination with these courses and learn how to do is, for example, brand management and develop inclusive products that can be used by anyone. Consumer insight specialist, highlighting social trends currently going on in the society and think about how you can tap into those as a marketer. Or you can become a sustainable event manager. If we ever come back to real events in the real world, then maybe you can create an event with no waste. Right? These are just some examples. Next slide, please. So I've already touched upon where a social impact major might lead you to. And indeed, once you graduate from it, you might just go straight into a social organization. Melbourne hosts quite a few B corporates, and these are corporations that have social goals next to profitable goals in their businesses. Maybe you can join them, or you can join a charitable organization, or help the government come up with policies and programs that have a positive impact in our society. But what is the real beauty of this social impact major is that you can transform any career into a socially impactful one. So you can become a socially impactful marketer. You can become a socially impactful economist, a socially impactful accountant or financial planner. And this means you can really go into any career and make it a very positive one. We give you all the skills, the knowledge, and the tools to transform that career into a socially impactful, positive experience where you get to have global impact or local impact and really work on those societal issues that you want to delve into and maybe change. Next slide, please. So why should you be taking social impact here at RMIT? Well, this is a very unique offering. We have these designs developed for you by experts in those specific fields. These are people that are from research centers and teaching groups that really live and breathe social impact and find that so important. And they want to convey that to you. So you are getting the best of the best teaching you on how to have social impact in the world through your business practices. Next slide, please. And of course, and you've already heard about this, RMIT is all about incorporating industry partners into the classroom. So instead of flashing some names at you, I thought I'd take you through an example of what is happening in one of our courses. This is Marketing and Society, and in this course, our students are asked to come up with a social marketing intervention to influence people to donate blood. And this group here that has the poster on time off for you could mean more time for them. They focused on the barrier that people felt in that they just didn't have the time. This was particularly targeted at the millennial group who don't have the time, but also don't want to not take a work shift because they just don't have the money and they can't afford to lose out on work. What this intervention focused on was really communicating and making clear that actually you can get 2 hours paid leave when you donate blood. So this is an example of how we engage with industry and where you will be designing something, developing something that can have social impact. So not just as a graduate, you will be creating social impact in the world. No, you will be doing that while you are studying with us. Now, how exciting is that? I'll leave it at that for you for now. I'll answer any questions you want, but for now, back to you, Linda.
Thank you very much, Janneke, for that great presentation. And it's great to see you use an example from one of our marketing courses about how you can have social impact. And so I think that now we're going to spend some time answering some of the questions from the audience that have been coming through in the chat so far. And if you've got any questions, please post them in the chat. Janneke and I are here to answer them and to provide you with any other information that you might want to know about the marketing major or the social impact major to help you make the best career choice and university choice for yourself. So I think one great question to start off with, and that follows on from the great examples Janneke has just gone through then, was the question as to what are the pros and cons of majoring in more than one area. And so personally, I think selecting 2 majors is a really great choice because it gives you both a depth of understanding as well as breadth across 2 different career options that you can choose from. But it also allows you to create expertise across those 2 areas that when combined together give you a really good position in the job market. So Janneke's examples just then of how to combine a marketing major with a social impact major, or a social impact major with another major, really emphasize that point. Don't forget that across your Bachelor of Business degree, there is 24 courses that you will study. 5 of those are core courses that everyone who's doing a business degree will do. Each major is worth 8 courses. So even if you take 2 majors, there's still a few other electives, 3 other courses there that you have free to take something else that interests you. So taking 2 majors doesn't limit your ability to explore different areas of interest and take an extra subject in accounting or an extra subject in marketing, or a language subject, or a global experience subject. 2 majors will still allow you to do that, but will really give you the depth of understanding that point. Janneke, I might pass over to you if you've got some other ideas. I couldn't really think of any cons of studying 2 majors. I think there's only really pros of doing that. But I don't know if you wanted to add something to that rationale.
Yeah, no, look, I think you're very much correct that the ability to do 2 majors really gives you the opportunity to have more than just one discipline that you focus on, and gives you more direction or more directions to go into in the future, right? When you're graduated, and especially if you're going to combine a traditional with maybe a less traditional major such as social impact with marketing, or or some of the other social or some of the other majors that are not very traditional, you can really tailor and become an expert in a very specific area of that more traditional discipline. So I think you can really curate your future career that way. But I do also think that there is an opportunity to think of combining 2 minors with 1 major. And I think you can really, that way, take, for example, behavioral business and blockchain and combine that with a major in economics, for example, or in marketing and blockchain, because these things will make you cutting edge. This is the latest of the latest in what is happening in industry, and you can become a marketer that has the specialist expertise in those areas. So that is also a really great way to kind of tailor your degree to a future career that you might see yourself going into.
Yeah, some great points, Jannica. You can certainly use the building blocks of the different majors and minors to create that career path that's really unique to yourself and gives you a really strong position in the job market. I'm going to answer another question now, which relates to a choice between, not majors this time, but between our 2 different Bachelor of Business programs. So the question was, is it better to do a Bachelor of Business majoring in marketing or a Bachelor of Business Professional Practice majoring in marketing? And now, I think they're both great choices. Either is a very good choice for you. In general, the major for marketing will be the same across either the 3-year Bachelor of Business or the Bachelor of Business Professional Practice. The one difference is that professional practice year, where you will have additional industry embedded learning opportunities. However, I will say in our major in marketing, you'll still get lots of industry engagement. As the example Jannica just went through in our marketing and society course this semester, and they're working with the Red Cross Blood Bank to develop, an advertising campaign that will go out and be used in industry. So there's still lots of industry engagement opportunities within the Bachelor of Business, but if you have the opportunity to enter into the Bachelor of Business Professional Practice, that is still a really great choice for you as well. So if you've got any other questions about that, please pop them in the chat and we can come back to that again. But I do have a question here for Jannica, and it was, oh, sorry, I've just got to get through the chat here to make sure the right ones. What are some of the skills that will be essential to make social impact in the future?
Yes, that is such a great question to ask. I think this is something that you will be learning in this major, right? You will be learning those skills, and things that you should think of are, because you are doing social impact and you can transform any career into a socially impactful one, you will be looking a lot at creativity, problem solving, learning how to take something that is and change that, and that needs some out-of-the-box thinking. In addition, you also really just need a very good knowledge and understanding of how businesses influence people, contexts, systems, and environments. So you'll be learning a lot about theories and models that explain how businesses influence these different factors. And with that basic knowledge that you then have, then you can make better decisions for yourself. Another thing is where we look at this social responsible business practice, right? So it's really about how can you make ethical decisions? What things do you need to be aware of when you make certain decisions? Like how does your, maybe, you want to get your product produced somewhere that might be a humanitarian law infringement, and you don't want to actually do that. So you need the awareness and understanding to think around your business decisions with those ideas in mind, and that's what we will be teaching you. So we'll be teaching you the background, the knowledge, but also then how to transform and change something into a more socially impactful way of going about doing business. I hope that helps.
Thanks, Yannicka. I have a follow-up question for you on this one. And our audience member said that they loved some of the examples that you gave, and they're so creative and communicative. Were the posters marked by the Red Cross? Are we able to provide an update on how that's going?
No, this was last class, so the last time this ran, so I don't think it has been implemented yet, but I can tell you that there have been some things that have been implemented by industry partners in the past. So we also work a lot with, for example, the RMIT activators. So these are enterprises that are being helped to get started in their businesses, and a lot of these are socially impactful businesses with ethical practices. An example is Team Timbuktu, who they create active wear from plastic bottles. So the fabric is made from plastic bottles, and our students came up with a way for her to really communicate the sustainability brand to its customers through blogging about active walking and walking trails around Australia. And she has implemented that into her business and her platform online. So we do see quite often that we have a very quick and direct impact on how people conduct business through what our students come up with, even if it's just creative ideas that they then develop further. So yes, I can't say that the Red Cross has implemented that particular intervention, but I know that students have had impact through our courses in the past.
Thanks, Yannicka. And that follows up with another question that we have here that I'll answer about the marketing major, which is how can we get industry experience if we major in marketing? And I'm very lucky that Yannicka's used some great examples that have come from our marketing classes that have social impact. But I'll give you some examples of a few others. So in our digital marketing course, which is one of the core courses in the marketing major, our program has a long relationship with the Queen Victoria markets, and our students work with individual vendors throughout the marketers, so small businesses, small entrepreneurial startups that really don't have the resources to engage in traditional marketing campaigns. So they work with our digital marketing students to create digital presence and a digital marketing strategy that they can implement at a low cost, and the students actually help them and guide them through that process and develop their campaigns. We've heard the examples from Yannicka from our marketing and society of class. In our customer experience strategy class, we have a relationship with Deloitte, and they bring their own clients into our classroom and provide opportunities for our students to provide customer experience solutions to things from as broad as the superannuation industry to the local city councils that they work with. And right now, I know at least in our postgraduate class, they're working on vaccine passport strategies and how to build the customer experience around that. So in marketing, we bring companies into nearly all of our classes, whether it is through live industry projects, simulated projects with industry partners, or through just bringing or allowing you to then go out and do internships as well. So industry is part of the fabric of what we do here at RMIT to prepare you for your career. So another question that we have as well, earlier on about marketing was, what is the difference between advertising and marketing? And this is a question that we get every year at Open Day. It's one of the most common ones anyone who works in marketing or who studies or teaches marketing will get. And that is advertising is just one part of the marketing strategy overall. So a marketing covers everything from identifying problems or opportunities in the marketplace, so pain points that people might be experiencing in using a service, or an opportunity to deliver a high value service or product to consumers that will make a difference in their life. So identifying that problem opportunity, identifying a strategy to create a solution for that. So through product development, service development, the strategic target market selection and positioning strategies, through to the implementation. So building the product itself, figuring out what the right pricing model is, figuring out how to actually get our product or service to consumers. So that's the delivery mechanism. And the final part of that tactical side is the advertising and communications. So marketers work with advertising and communications professionals to deliver our overall marketing strategy. So if you study marketing, you'll study advertising and promotion as one component of that. And one of our core courses there is marketing communications, which has that focus, but you'll see advertising and promotions embedded in nearly every marketing subject because it's part of our digital marketing, it's part of our overall marketing strategy, or it can form part of the market research that we're trying to find out about how to make the most effective advertising campaign. So overall, if you're interested in advertising, you're interested in marketing. So marketing just has that much broader scope into the market. So next question here for Yannicka is how future-proof are these areas that you're speaking about, which is a really great question.
Yes, wonderful question. Well, isn't that that's just the thing. I think social impact is incredibly future-proof because you are learning how to identify and find and understand societal and social trends in the world and how to work with them and how to impact them, how to influence them or to reduce your influence if it is a negative one. And so a social impact major is not topical in that sense that it is just following a certain trend. It is actually allowing you to find the trends, to even start trends if you want, and have impact that way. So you are learning the background knowledge, the skills, the type of thinking that you need to be able to have that social impact in whatever the future might look like.
Thanks, Yannicka. And I've got a question here about how marketing can help one in starting a business. And I think any entrepreneurial or startup business needs some marketing skills. And we quite often work with, we've mentioned some big brand names that we work with here at RMIT, but we also place a lot of focus on working with entrepreneurs and startup businesses through RMIT Activator or our industry networks, like the example I gave before about the Queen Vic market. So if you're thinking of starting your own business, which a lot of our students want in the future, either they want to start it straight away, either while they're studying or as soon as they graduate, or they plan to do that in the future. Marketing is a great skill set to have because, as I said, that very first step of marketing is about understanding problems and opportunities in the market. And if you're an entrepreneur and you're trying to find that right niche for your business and your right position in the market, having an understanding of the marketing, having an understanding of consumer behavior and psychology is really essential to be able to develop a successful business plan. Because you want to make sure that you're developing that right product that's going to create value for consumers, and that's what's going to make the business a success. So you could have great accounting structures, you could have great HR structures in place and do all the right other things in other aspects of your business. But if you don't create value for your consumers, then you're likely to fail. So marketing is really about understanding how we create value. And that's why I think marketing is an essential skill for any new business to have. The next question that we have here, and a nice final question I have is, what is it about your major that makes it different from others? So I might pass over to Yannicka while I think of my answer for that one. So Yannicka, what is it about the social impact major that makes it different from others?
Well, this is a very clear one, right? So this is not a certain job that you are trained for. You are trained to become a socially impactful anything, really, in the business world. So this is what sets social impact apart, right? It's not just about learning how to conduct business. It is learning how to do that for the good, for society, to have a really positive influence in the world. And you can transform any career that you want into a socially impactful one. And I think that is what makes this really unique, that you will be given all those tools and skills and knowledge and type of thinking that allow you to do that. So yeah, easy one for me, Linda.
Thanks, Yannicka. So why I would say that the marketing major is different from others, and I'm going to go back to one of the very first slides I had in the presentation where I talked about marketing being both an art and a science. And I think it is that feature that makes marketing really stand out in comparison to a lot of other business disciplines. Something like social impact is really creative and new and future-proof, and I think it makes a really great complement to marketing for those very reasons, as it also has those same features. But marketing gives you a really traditional skill set, but it allows you to be creative. It allows you to move across different industries, across different careers, across a range of different business types, and that skill set is sustained. So regardless of the changes that there's going to be out there in digital marketing and digital platforms in the future, the marketing skill set that you'll learn in your major will sustain you throughout your entire career, and it will also allow you to pair it with nearly any other major, and it will create value for you. So a marketing skill set is valuable in your life, not just as for your career opportunities as well. So when you go out and you're going for a job and you're competing against graduates from our degree and from degrees at other universities, you're going to have to position yourself as the best candidate for that job, and having that marketing skill set will allow you to do it as well. So I just think marketing is a life skill. It's not often thought about that, but when you break it down into those components about really understanding information, understanding psychology, and trying to identify how to create value for others, it's a great skill set to have. And that's why I think marketing is a major that stands out and makes it different from all the others. So I think that's a great time now for us to wrap it up. We have another information session later this afternoon. So if you think of other great questions in the meantime, you can switch on, and ask us more questions at that information session. So thank you for taking your time this afternoon to learn about our globally recognised programs here at RMIT, and the marketing major and the social impact major as part of the Bachelor of Business programs. So for more information on these programs, be sure to check out the program information available on the RMIT website. Thank you and have a great afternoon.